Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Yasmin Gomez and I'm the marketing specialist at OmniClouds. OmniClouds is the leading provider of ICT as a service. Today we are presenting a webinar on ICT as a service powered by OmniClouds, presented by Nora Albert, Manager of Strategic Engagements. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the chat box to your right. I will bring them up at the end of the presentation and we will have time for question and answer at the end.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us in this webinar. My name is Nora Albert, and I'm the Strategic Engagements Manager at OmniClouds, looking after Egypt. I'm very excited to walk you through our unique value and how we help our organizations shift their IT spending to as-a-service model. Today, we're going to talk about who we are, what we do as OmniClouds, and how can ICT as a service help organizations do more with less spending, instead of cutting on their requirements to meet tight budgets. I will also discuss a sample of the solutions we integrate with to help solve more of our customers' problems. And finally, I will summarize to you our unique value and give you a quick overview of the benefits that you get as a partner when you join forces with OmniClouds. So who we are? We basically are a digital service provider. We already invested in a very comprehensive platform to be able to offer to our customers ICT as a service. So they can use the technology to enhance their underlying connectivity instead of buying it as CapEx. We have a very strong regional presence, which also helps us cater to businesses with overseas locations, as well as local customers. We have POPs and gateways in more than 28 countries, with dedicated connections to almost all cloud providers, and our offices and presence cover 8 countries across the region. That gives us the capability to scale in country, cross-country, and cross-continent. So the core concept of our organization is to facilitate our customers' life and make technology at their disposal. So we use the Uber to the cloud analogy as the best way to describe our business model. We always tell our customers, do not buy the technology, use the technology. With our cloud migration services and dedicated connections to Microsoft Azure, GCP, AWS, and many others, we provide the services needed to enhance the underlying connectivity, raise its reliability, security, and by this guarantee that our customers reach the cloud with the best performance possible. So our typical customers usually have multiple branches and are struggling to manage and operate them while maintaining security, reliability, and continuous support. We also have the capability to help customers who are willing to migrate their workloads to the cloud, but are struggling with the connectivity issues and the time needed to upload their data, their terabytes of data to the cloud. We also succeeded to enhance the quality of experience of many customers who already have their applications in the cloud, but needed better performance to improve their employees' productivity. So this is what we do. We utilize our own infrastructure to provide ICT as a service to customers across the region. Our offerings, as shown, comprise 3 main products. Omni Branch, which is basically a branch in a box, providing Sd-Wan as a service, covering connectivity, security, advanced routing, with the capability to manage and monitor all your branches and headquarters from a single pane of glass and with the needed analytics and comprehensive visibility. With zero-touch provisioning, we enable our customers to have much faster time to market than any traditional Sd-Wan solution, with the advantage of having your head end or orchestrator in the cloud, in country, or on-premise. Omni Remote is our offering to remote workers and home users to help unify the user experience from a performance perspective, as well as facilitate the back-end management and operation across the entire organization. And finally, OmniConnect. This is our bundled offering for direct global reach to cloud providers to on-ramp our customers' cloud adoption and give them consistent quality of experience. All those solutions are offered on an OpEx-based model, where you do not need to pay any upfront cost or CapEx. You only pay a monthly recurring charge that covers the full service with committed SLA, network operation support, and everything. No hidden costs, no maintenance costs, and we guarantee a lower total cost of ownership. One of the main challenges that face any organization aspiring to host its services in the cloud is migrating the workload and uploading the data to the cloud using the available connectivity. This results in the process taking months or even a year to accomplish. The only other option the customers have is to upgrade their available bandwidth and pay more than they actually need just for the migration. So here, our services come to eliminate this problem by relying on our dedicated pipes across countries and offering the service to customers to migrate their data with committed time frame and at a fraction of the costs incurred in the traditional method. So why do we promote ICT as a service? What are the real advantages of having your IT equipment as OpEx rather than CapEx? It always depends on the corporate policy, of course, but generally speaking, capital items are basically major investments and are shown on the company's balance sheet as assets, while technology is changing and advancing by the day. So money is always paid upfront for the CapEx and hence has a long approval cycle through several layers of management, including the executive management sometimes. This slows down significantly any decision to buy or refresh your IT. And that's why OpEx is always better with IT systems, especially with organizations that want to keep up with the fast pace of technology advance. Once you own the hardware or software, you're likely stuck with it for a long time, maybe 5 to 7 years, in order to extend its ROI. And what usually happens is that a year or two after buying the IT solutions, something better or more useful comes along, which causes business decision makers and technology officers who want to leverage the new and emerging technologies to incur more costs for keeping their technology up to date. Also, purchasing makes you responsible for all the IT operation capabilities, including backups, operating system upgrades, repairs and maintenance, with all the hidden costs and staff required for this. Forecasting is also very important when purchasing on CapEx, and many times it's tricky and complicated to calculate because you need to put into consideration all the capabilities you believe you will need in the future for a number of years. Seasonal requirements also cause many IT managers to overbuy, while OpEx-based model helps reduce those costs significantly and give you the chance to pay as you go. So that's why we at OmniClouds make sure all this is taken into consideration in our contracts with our customers. We provide committed SLAs on a monthly recurring charge, including support, operation, maintenance, without any hidden or additional costs. So in a nutshell, the benefits of having your IT on an OpEx-based model is that you reduce the overall TCO. You have higher flexibility, whether to scale and pay as you go, or to pay less when demand is lower. And of course, the faster time to market. Talking about the faster time to market, I would like to share with you that we have partnered with several independent service providers, software providers, to jointly take our customers through their digital transformation journey and help them avoid buying costly solutions that do not necessarily work as intended. So we are able to help business owners by providing them with end-to-end solutions that impact their core business. Of course, guaranteeing reliable performance, like education, for example. We helped governments and schools move their entire offerings online and transform their education to be more knowledge-based. So we give them access to thousands of libraries and curriculums, have a comprehensive learning management system, all these needs with a much higher reliability and a lower cost. We also have value-added services related to healthcare. Our solutions for polyclinics, facilitating booking, tracking patient records for doctors, and providing everything from a single provider with visibility on patient status. This can also integrate into the education solution to give the school the capability to monitor the whole school well-being. And of course, integrate the advanced devices and IoT support. And the last example that's worth mentioning is digital payments. And we have solutions that give many use cases like vouchers, loyalty payment cards, mobile wallets, of course, with real-time and full visibility over the balances and the transactions, etc. So again, the advantage of having all those solutions through OmniClouds is the reliability, leveraging our direct access to cloud providers where these services are residing, and again, having the OpEx-based model for an end-to-end solution. Instead of investing in different systems and the required hardware for them with no guaranteed outcome. So just to summarize our value proposition and the areas where we stand out, like our regional presence, that you will not be locked with a single vendor or a single technology. You get your ICT infrastructure on an OpEx-based model, no CapEx at all. We help you get faster to market with our zero-touch provisioning solutions. Our services are comprehensive, and we have end-to-end solutions that we can tackle business owners as well as IT. We have many use cases and success stories across the region with our dedicated subject matter experts. We have technical and support teams in every location. So the most important impact we have on our customers is cost saving. And that's why I'm sharing here some examples of typical customers with different sizes to compare between buying their network infrastructure and the savings they incur when moving to the OpEx-based model with OmniClouds. So usually the total cost of ownership goes down between 40 and 70%. And this is taking into consideration all the direct and indirect costs, which are not usually accounted for when purchasing any IT solution. So we do go through those studies thoroughly with our customers to show them the real value, not just from saving on CapEx, but also on having the best service coverage with significant reduction on the overall expenditure. The last thing I would like to mention, as explained in our previous sessions, OmniClouds is a channel-driven organization with a solid philosophy and a clear program that is based on 3 main pillars. We work on those closely with our partners to grow our business together. So enablement, engagement, we work jointly on every aspect in the pre-sales and post-sales stages, marketing, technical, everything, as well as, of course, the financial reward. And we make sure that our partners are well incentivized for their effort. So we do help our partners guarantee new revenue streams with higher profitability and sustainable growth. So by this, I will be closing my presentation, and I hope it was useful and informative enough, and will be happy now to have your questions. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Nora, for that informative session. We do have a couple of questions. One of our webinar attendees has asked, what is Sd-Wan technology your solutions is based on?
Okay, thank you. As mentioned in my presentation, our Sd-Wan technology, we are vendor agnostic, so we run several platforms in our solution, and we always offer our customers the most suited solution for their needs. We have the flexibility to provide the service to the customer, again, based on their requirements.
Okay, we have one more question. Jesse is asking, how does one become a partner with OmniClouds? Since you mentioned that there are so many benefits, what is the process?
Sure. We need the partner to reach out to us. We have some criteria, and we can communicate the process with them. So whoever wants to join our partner program would be kindly sending us an email, and we will communicate directly to them.
Okay, so what is the advantage of an SD-WAN as compared to a traditional MPLS?
There are many advantages of SD-WAN compared to, because we do not compare the SD-WAN with MPLS. And SD-WAN is a technology that runs on top of the underlying connectivity, whether it's MPLS, it's internet VPN, it's a DSL line, whatever the underlying connectivity. Sometimes we even support the satellite connectivity. SD-WAN is the layer that runs on top of the underlying connectivity to enhance it, to provide more intelligence to it, to add redundancy, aggregation, and many other benefits.
Okay, that's great. Okay, Nora, can you expand a little bit? What differentiates OmniClouds as a service from providers of same solution like Mobile, Do, STC? What makes us different?
Actually, we do not compare ourselves with service providers. We actually work with service providers, because what we do is that we do not offer the MPLS connectivity and the DSL connectivity like they do. We actually rely on their provided services. So sometimes, as I said, we partner with those service providers like Do in UAE, for example, and we provide jointly our solutions on top of their connectivity. So this is one thing. Another thing that differentiates us from the legacy service providers is our global connectivity. Because, as mentioned, we have gateways and POPs in multiple regions, and we provide dedicated high-speed connections with guaranteed SLAs. So those gateways are sometimes residing with the data center providers, with the major cloud providers.
Okay. So Nora, sometimes we have a little confusion with our customers and partners that is OmniClouds the same as an ISP, as an internet service provider? And what is the main difference between an ISP and OmniClouds?
Yeah, as I just mentioned, we are not an ISP. We work with the ISP to enhance provide redundancy on the connectivity, enhance the underlying connectivity, provide the quality of experience on the applications, add the layer of connecting globally with our dedicated connections. So we work closely with the service providers and we add a lot of value to their offering.
So Nora, since we were talking about strategic engagement with our partners to provide the very best solutions for our customers, is it possible for you to mention some of our partners' names that we have on board with us?
We have partners in many countries. So in Egypt, we have like 3 or 4 partners. In UAE, we have multiple partners. So it depends on the region.
Okay, that's great. So we cover engagements across the globe.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
we have two kinds of partners actually. We have the value-added partners, and we have the MSPs, like Do, for example, in UAE, Etisalat and others. So these are the two kinds of partners that we work with.
Can you expand on that if that's okay with you?
Yeah, so the value-added partners are mostly the cloud providers, because, as I said, we provide them the means to surpass the connectivity issue. So we have, with our dedicated connection to the cloud, we provide better user experience to the users and to their applications in the cloud. So usually the partners of Google or AWS or Microsoft Azure want to work with us so they can overcome the obstacle of how to migrate our data to the cloud or how to get a better user experience to the cloud. So this is one type of partners that we work with. And the other type is the MSP, the managed service provider, as I said, because we provide a layer of enhancement on their underlying connection.
That's great. We have one more question from Ijur Emmanuel David. He asks, do you provide technical training for local partners for customer on-site support where required?
Yes, of course. We provide sales and pre-sales training, and we provide technical training. It depends on the type of partnership. Sometimes the partner is required to provide level 1 support, and sometimes it's required to provide level 1 and level 2. So this is all agreed during the stage of the partnership agreement. But the answer is yes, we do provide the technical training for partners.
Okay, great. Thank you, Nora, for your time. So we will end this session today. If we have any more questions, if anybody has, we can have them on the chat. If not, we will close the session today. Thank you, Nora, for your time. It was wonderful to have you with us in this webinar. Thank you everyone for your questions. If you have any further inquiries, you can find us on our website, and you can email us on marketing@omniclouds.com. And you will find the recorded webinar also on our social media platforms and on YouTube. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.